Explain why industrialization caused urbanization. Industrialization in Britain between c. 1750 and 1850 fundamentally transformed the economy from a predominantly rural agrarian society to one dominated by manufacturing and factory production. This process directly caused rapid urbanization, as the concentration of industry in towns and cities pulled people from the countryside and encouraged the physical and demographic growth of urban centers. There were several interconnected reasons for this. One key factor was the creation of large-scale demand for labor in factories and related industries. The development of the factory system, powered increasingly by steam engines after the 1780s, required a concentrated workforce to operate machinery such as Arkwright's water frame or later power looms in cotton mills, and steam-powered equipment in ironworks and coal mines. Factories were often located near sources of raw materials, coal and iron, or transport links, particularly in the north of England and the Midlands. Towns like Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds and Sheffield grew dramatically as a result. For example, Manchester's population rose from around 10,000 in 1717 to over 300,000 by 1851, largely because it became the centre of the cotton industry. Workers were attracted by the prospect of regular wages, even if conditions were harsh, leading to mass rural to urban migration. This pull factor was essential. Without the jobs created by industrialization, there would have been no economic incentive for such large-scale movement. Industrialization was also closely linked to changes in agriculture, the agricultural revolution, which provided a push from the countryside. Enclosure acts and new farming techniques, such as crop rotation by Townshend and selective breeding by Bakewell, increased productivity and food supply, supporting a larger overall population. However, they also reduced the need for agricultural labor and displaced many small farmers and cottagers who lost access to common land. These displaced rural workers had little choice but to seek employment in the growing industrial towns. Thus, agricultural improvements, which were a precondition for industrialization, simultaneously released labor that then fed urban growth. The increased food production also sustained the swelling urban populations, creating a virtuous circle between the two processes. Furthermore, industrialization stimulated improvements in transport, which facilitated both industrial growth and urban expansion. The construction of canals, such as the Bridgewater Canal, 1761, and later railways, the Liverpool-Manchester Line, 1830, lowered the cost of moving raw materials, coal, cotton, iron, and finished goods to and from urban centers. This made it more profitable to concentrate production in towns rather than in dispersed rural workshops. Better transport networks also allowed cities to draw in food and migrants from wider areas, accelerating urbanization. Without these developments, which were themselves driven by industrial demand for efficient distribution, towns could not have grown so rapidly or sustained their populations. Finally, industrialization generated capital and entrepreneurial activity that further encouraged urban development. Profits from industries such as cotton, iron and coal were often reinvested in building factories, warehouses and workers' housing in towns, while the growth of banking and commerce supported urban markets. This created a self-reinforcing cycle. Industry attracted people and investment to cities, and larger urban populations provided both labor and domestic markets for manufactured goods. In conclusion, industrialization caused urbanization primarily through the pull of factory employment and the push of agricultural change, reinforced by transport improvements and capital accumulation. These factors were interdependent. Industrial growth both required and produced the conditions for rapid urban expansion. By 1850, Britain had become the first predominantly urban society in the world, with profound social consequences for living and working conditions. This causal relationship was not coincidental, but a direct outcome of the economic transformation of the period.